What's up, guys?
Okay.
Welcome back to the Life Wide Open podcast. I'm going to just come out and say it. Somebody sitting at this table smells like they should be working at a Hollister store right now.
Oh, I thought you were going to
guys-
bring me up. I smell like ass right now.
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say,
wow.
I definitely stink.
Okay, it
This
must
side
not.
of the
All right,
table
it's
is
Mike
stinky.
then. Okay,
Yeah, I
I'll
was
narrow
gonna
it
say,
down. It's Mike.
I was just in my office putting cologne on.
Oh, that would make sense.
I'm mostly doing it for you guys so that I didn't have to, like, I smelled like before this too.
There's no way you could possibly smell worse than Ryan.
Mike, dude, you've changed. Wearing a Hollister
deodorant.
cologne.
It
Yeah, wearing
wasn't-
deodorant and a
What,
chain.
are you going to a school dance after
just,
this?
Just because Ben thought he smelled the Hollister cologne doesn't mean that it is Hollister cologne.
What kind of cologne is it?
It's Abercrombie.
Get it right, bro.
Don't know the name of it.
You
just
got a
know that
date
it's
tonight?
Gray bottle. Kinda, yeah.
Do you guys usually wear cologne?
No.
Yeah.
Do you? Like
I try
on the
to.
daily?
Try
Not
to.
on the daily.
I'm not habitual about
but
it.
like if we're cleaning up, going out, me and Alex, my girlfriend, I'll put
She
it
wears it
on.
too?
No, I'll just like put a spritz on, but I don't overdo it.
That's how I put one spritz.
What are you doing tonight? What's up with the...
It's Halloween, but when did Halloween or
Whoa.
like whatever? What?
Did you just... I've never heard that term.
Come on,
Halloween?
you've never heard a
Dude,
white
I
girl
forget
speak?
heard
you
that,
never went to
yeah.
college, dude.
Yeah,
Even
true.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Ben.
What?
But
You had a year.
If you're down in LA,
Halloween?
it's like a full week.
so since it's
Yeah.
on Monday, like Halloween parties go pretty much all weekend, and I'm sure into Monday too. And I love how if you're in college, it goes like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm
Sunday,
sure.
Monday?
Well,
So
if
is-
Halloween's on Monday, I'm sure people just
So
go-
has Sydney been? She already went out last night then for Halloween.
no, she didn't. She's not your typical
college girl.
crazy party college girl or boy. But yeah, we're going downtown tonight. I'm dressing up as
You going to the bar? That sounds
train
fun.
conductor. It'll be
Nice.
pretty fun. And then tomorrow we're
You
gonna.
could almost pass as that just as is. You're gonna show them and be like, hey, where's your costume?
Does Mike look like a train conductor?
He fucking could be.
Yeah, that could be my.
Hold on, what's your definition of
You're
a train
saying
conductor?
I look
like he's old enough to be one.
like I
Oh,
look
okay.
like
Just
my
age.
Goes to
professional.
some
Whoa, what's up
college
with this
party,
guy?
They're like, hey, you looking for your daughter?
Are you going to a college party?
I guess.
Shit, so it's a call. You're going to like a house party.
I don't know. She
You
just
should
said
bring
my,
Ken with.
my friends are throwing a party. There's a keg there. We're gonna go there. Then down.
Sounds like you're
lit.
going to a college kegger.
Sounds like it.
Sounds
Shit.
lit.
Yeah, that does sound kind of lit.
Have you been to a college party with Sid?
Kind of one.
What,
like a
what, do
little
they,
pregame.
what do they say like when you walk in?
Who's the guy with all the gray hair, dude? How old is that guy? No.
They try throwing you out and then she vouches for you.
No, but-
no, he's cool.
It is pretty funny because it's usually me dragging her places, and I know everyone. So it is interesting going
Really?
somewhere where I don't know. Maybe know
Oh, I
one or
see.
two or three people, and kind of end up gravitating towards them, talking with them.
You
It's different.
Doesn't it suck when you're just like you're like the tag along?
Yeah,
that it's very clear no one cares if you're there. And maybe it's different for you, but when I go places, it's like, yeah, he's here with his girlfriend. You're just her boyfriend.
Right. So I try to.
No one really
it's not
cares.
fun.
Yeah.
So then I try to like at least take it in and be like, I don't enjoy this. I hopefully don't put her in
Yeah.
that position.
No, yeah, you gotta try, but it's like sometimes you just
You never
that
know.
guy.
My version of that is weddings. Like when I'm invited
Oh.
to like...
And you're kind of required to go because you're the +1.
Actually,
Ben doesn't go.
no, dude. Greta went to a wedding last weekend, and I was like, what are you doing this weekend? It was like the middle of the week, and she was like, oh, I have a wedding on Saturday.
then you-
And I was like, oh my gosh. She just stopped asking me to go to weddings with her because she knows I probably don't want to go.
But then she doesn't want you to come either.
Well, that's what I expected too. And she was like, no, I just didn't get a +1. I was going to ask if I
The
could
people
bring you
having the
with.
wedding didn't want you there.
Right. Right.
Everyone else shows up with their significant others. Greta just got one for herself, no +1.
Pretty much. But she was like, yeah, I was going to ask if like I could get a +1, but then I just figured like you probably wouldn't want to go. And like, I understand. And so I just didn't. And I was like, oh, babe, thank you.
Yeah.
Dude, that is too. We've talked about this so much, but my mom, not this part, but my mom recently just got married, and she goes, "Hey, I have an invitation for the rest of the boys. Do you think
Oh,
they'd
we were
be?"
invited?
You were. So like, she's like, "Do you think they'd be offended if like I didn't invite them? Like, obviously, I'd want them there, but it was just small or whatever." I was like,
Yeah.
"Nope. I think they'd be thankful." Just like it's one of what wedding they'd have to avoid. But anyway, she made me give you guys. Well, actually, no. She made an invitation, and then I.
Yeah,
you just
honestly,
said
the thing is like realistically, you skipping out on weddings is only doing the couple a favor. It's one less meal they got to pay for. If they're comping drinks, it's a significant amount of drinks they are saving, especially if you're not inviting the whole crew.
Can you imagine just like a bunch of people don't show up and then they're all
You're like,
we all did them a favor. And
fudge,
then
I wish a few people would have came.
Everyone they send out like thank you letters. Thank you for not coming and saving us the money.
That'd be interesting. Oh my gosh, how petty would that be?
Oh,
If you like you like even RSVP'd but then ended up bailing at the last second but didn't tell anyone, but I noticed that like if it was my wedding, I noticed that so and so didn't show up and then I send them a thank you for not coming, ended up saving me money on drinks and food.
Once you
that'd be
RSVP though, they already vouch for the drink.
Yeah,
or the
you're
food
locked
and all
in,
that,
dude.
Yeah.
Shoot, true.
Dude,
You just send them an invoice then with it.
Yeah.
I found myself being like the worst kind of communicator lately, mostly because of like our uncertainty of our schedule.
man, it's tough.
And then I just catch myself just being a terrible communicator. Do you guys like do the same?
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
people are like, hey, can you do this or that? And then you're just like, I don't know. And then you just never get back to them.
Yeah.
And then they hit you with the follow-up email.
You wanna know
They're
what's
like,
weird,
hey, did
though?
you see that?
I am in the same boat as you, but I was just thinking today, we also get to do a lot more than other people because we don't lock ourselves in the plans. So we're always like agile and like head on a swivel. Something crazy's happened over here. We're like, oh yeah, we'll be there. Hour notice, sure. You know, like we're pretty good.
That's true.
I mean, unless
That's
there's
true.
like
I've never looked
something-
at it that way.
Basically, the only thing that really comes in for the most part is just like if we're editing a video that day.
But we don't necessarily go like plan to have an open schedule. You know what's interesting? It's like
No, it just
everything
happens.
everything's gonna happen, but we don't know when.
Realistically, though, it is on us because you can always it's just all about prioritizing.
Very true.
Yeah.
So
So,
make
like-
time for what you want to do.
Well,
Yeah.
and then there's two sides of that. Like probably like 2 years ago, I started. You know how when you have the red dot above your text, your notifications, you kind of like to clear those up. At least a lot of people. How do you leave text unread? Now I just can leave text unread, and
how many unread texts do you have?
dude, I mean a lot because if I get a text,
Oh my gosh.
I-
Okay, Mike just opened up his text.
58 unread texts.
Damn.
So
but
it's
then
like-
it's tough because like the next number doesn't mean anything, and you don't even
Oh,
know if you're missing
right.
something important.
So you get past that point, and now, so a lot of times if I don't answer right away, it means you sent me sometimes a question, but usually like a piece of information I need, and I don't want to forget it, so I won't open it. But it just
Yeah.
and then
and then it ends up staying unread forever.
Yep.
Well-
and so that's unfortunate. But then sometimes I go to like tackle a handful. Let's say I go to tackle 10 different people. Well, by the time you get to the 9th or 10th one, the one you already responded to, it's
Already
already,
responded back.
and it's like it gets to be a lot. And I'm like, I thought I did a pretty good job trying to get back to him, but
You guys know on the new Apple thing that you can read it and then swipe over and then unread it, so then it stays as like the notified.
That's kind of nice. They do that on Instagram too.
I have 34,759 unread emails on my mail. I keep my Gmail clean because that stuff's important.
Yeah,
But
you gotta-
My iCloud email is a mess.
If you stay on top of it, this is dumb as it sounds. Like when you sign up for the 15% off for signing up for the emails, you get the 15% off and then you just unsubscribe right away. It's not really that hard. It sounds
I'm good
dumb,
at
but-
keeping my shit clean.
Yeah,
like
'cause
I
it's worth it.
unsubscribe.
It's worth it.
If I got like a junk email, so it's like a Gmail account for me to like
Send
use
all that
for
stuff to.
signing up for stuff and whatever. But like my business account, strictly
Stupid,
business,
yeah.
man.
Unless-
like it's important stuff.
Unless you're signing up for the CboysTV.com email subscription list or
Hold up.
text
Do
now.
we do
Ken.
that?
Yeah,
We do that?
We do emails.
that.
I
And-
kind of hate that.
Wait,
I
no,
kind
no, no.
I kind of hate that we're
No.
a part of the problem.
I
Me
only
do-
send one email on drop day, and I say,
it.
"Hey, moms and dads, there's a drop. Go
Okay.
get your, you know,
All right.
like because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
watch the video, they
That's
don't
true.
see it come, and so
That's
that's
it.
my way of letting them know. Ken set up a text blast, and I fucking hate text blast, but he uses them only on drop days, so it's fine.
That's I agree. Unless
We
if-
still do that.
trying to
We still
provi-
do the text blast.
Ken set up a new one.
Yeah, but yeah, as
We
long
did
as
it.
you're not
We used to
getting-
do it, and you had to pay for it. And I was like, "Who's this money going to text people?"
Yeah, you had to pay like what, like 0.05
I don't
cents.
know, maybe 50 cents a text. It wasn't
Oh,
cheap.
dude.
It wasn't cheap.
50 cents a text.
I don't know if it was that.
Oh,
I don't know
that
if
that
it
would
was
just
that. It
run
might
it
have
up.
been an extreme
I'd rather give up.
exaggeration.
Yeah, that's all good.
So I actually found this last week, but it took me an entire week to track down the video. I have quite possibly the greatest rivalry in sports caught on film. It's normally what you would consider a slightly boring sport. It's actually sponsored by NASCAR. It's not NASCAR. It's short track stock car racing, but they're on like a asphalt strip. and it's at this place like Bowman Field in Kentucky, I believe. It's this crazy little short track stadium, and they do races there every week, and it's known to have like one of the best racing atmospheres in short track racing. So we hear the leader in the red car is Nick Wall, followed by Nate Gregg and Billy Gregg. Nate is the son, Billy's the dad. So, funny story, Nick Wall and Billy Gregg, the Gregg family, the Wall family and the Gregg family have a rivalry going back in racing to their grandpas. Apparently their fucking grandpas hated each other. And so last weekend, same situation. Nate here spun out Nick on a restart. So we are now at like lap 18 or something like that of a 20 lap feature, and watch what happens.
Not much bank on these corners either.
No.
Flag's about to go out again. Lap 14, 6 laps to go. Nick Wall's got a handful of Greggs right behind him.
So there's the Greggs.
Oh.
Comes up behind him.
Oh, it's a repeat. It's a repeat of last week coming to the green. Exactly how it happened last week. Nick Wall was slow to the start last week. He got turned.
Is that allowed though?
No, not really. Maybe kind of.
Oh, this is the equivalent of.
No way!
Oh my gosh,
Dude, demo derby?
Yes, how legendary is this? And it's not over, dude.
No way.
Yo, this guy's gotta be so hot right now.
Like, think how fucking pissed he's got to be to legitimately take a bullet. He's just ripping around.
He's gonna come back around.
He's
Look at this dude.
he's gonna come back
wow.
around. Holy, ripped off his.
No way!
Perfect hit.
It's like
Why'd he perfectly time it? Why didn't he turn?
I think the other guy was trying to run away or something. And the official comes in and just is.
Look at him. What's the other guy doing? Kicking the door?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
But dude, I mean, I don't know a ton about racing, especially this is like a NASCAR sanctioned event. You know, these guys are like
He's gonna kick that guy's ass.
Yeah,
He's gonna kick his ass.
my.
they're
Let's
trying,
go.
dude.
Yeah, what if they could have got out of their cars faster? They would have definitely.
Yeah, if those guys hadn't been there. Now they're telling this guy, they're like, listen, man, you're not in trouble yet.
That's smart, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other guy gets out. Watch how hot. He's so hot. Not hot.
It's
good
so
looking.
it's
hot,
like
pissed off.
NASCAR, they get mad and it's like this whole fucking like 1 minute like let me get out of the car.
So.
Come on, each other. And then he gets
Oh
stuck.
my! So then.
He
then-
falls.
But his legs are in.
His foot is stuck.
And then
Oh.
after this, he gets up and you can tell he's just like, fuck.
Whoever number 15 is, fuck that guy. I don't like him.
Wait,
Is the crowd going wild?
Yeah,
Dude,
the
what
crowd
if the
is
dad
just
came across with his
screaming
car
at
and
us.
just ran him over?
So then it goes on
Just hit him.
to here's
Oh, he's hyping up the crowd.
so this guy was in second place. He's obviously happy because the other guy's made a
That's
total fool
Billy.
of himself. That's Billy.
I'd fight him.
So they end up
CJ,
disqualifying.
you ain't fighting shit.
Yeah, in that situation, if someone did that, I would. Fuck yeah.
Would you?
Oh, well, if you're out there, you just got rammed. Hell
Wait,
yeah.
So why did old Greg, do that in the first place? Because number 15 did it to him last week.
Everyone else
No.
is sitting in their cars like, this is like
did he do that?
amateur racing. We're not even on an actual NASCAR track.
I don't
Do
understand.
we keep going or what?
I don't understand why he drove up under him like that. Like that was clearly not legal, right?
No,
Yeah, they just spin him out like
Nick
that?
Yeah.
One person in first place was slow on the restart. I don't know if it was technically
Okay.
legal what he did, but
Okay.
Rubbin's
yeah.
racing, you know.
This
Right,
is
I
some
agree.
amateur stuff, though, to be doing that. They're only doing 20 laps. They're not even on a real track with banks.
Yeah, I know. So it's kind of a bummer. And then they
It's
ended
like
up
beer
giving.
league.
Yeah, exactly. But that's where some of the biggest fights are, and that
Yeah,
right
because
there.
that's where the biggest idiots are.
And so
CJ just going after an entire sport.
yeah. So
Not just sports, just in general.
they ended up giving the win to the guy in third place
Yeah.
because they disqualified the other two. So
Oh,
then
why'd the
guy's
other one
dead.
get disqualified?
Well, the one must
So
have
Greg-
been
the other
because
Greg
they basically
won.
tried to fight each other
Yeah,
and like
he
all
still
the
did
hubbub.
do the.
Okay.
He still spun the guy out.
Yeah, which
Like,
I don't
I'm a little
know.
bit on 15 side, a little bit
There,
because like
there should have been a restart, and then 15 should have gone to the front, and then they should have restarted again.
That
Like, they
guy's
should've went to
totally going
caution
to be
and then-
kicked out of their beer league.
Yeah, I think.
that was awesome.
But pretty legit, dude.
That's got to be some. It's not actual beer league, obviously, but it's lower NASCAR.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably pretty expensive still too.
That's what I'm
get a NASCAR
saying, dude.
like
You have
this.
to be real mad because that totally cost him a lot of money ramming another car like it was a freaking
Yeah, like they were in a demo derby.
1995 Blazer.
Dude, I can't imagine that we're the people to do this, but how legendary would it be if we got both of them on the podcast to squash the beef? Or not squash the beef and just go after each other.
What if we just set? I think we'd be better off just setting up a boxing ring.
Send them to a boxing ring?
Or
And then we're the
UFC
promoters?
octagon.
They're like, how did these guys get involved at all? We just
We're
love
selling
it.
tickets.
We go make a dirt track out in the backyard and we say no rules. Last guy driving wins.
Yeah, maybe we should just invite them to a demo derby. You know how Cletus does his races at the Freedom Factory?
Yes.
We just do a demo derby, but around our dirt bike track.
They're just like, this
Yeah,
isn't even a
great time.
racetrack.
Where like the entire field is fair game. Go at it.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of wildly spectacular action sports events, obviously you've seen the Instagram clips, but the triple backflips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
FMX
Two
triple
guys did
backflips.
'em.
I gotta have you pull your computer back out. But yeah, absolutely insane. Travis Pastrana, double backflip. Everyone like shit bricks, especially that he did it at a live event. Like everyone went crazy. And that was definitely monumental. And then Josh Sheehan did a triple backflip at Travis's.
Did he do that to? Well, okay, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he did it, and that was kind of like I think similar ramp to
He
what they
did
use
to
now.
bag though, right?
No,
Everything's to
no.
bag.
He
To
did
dirt?
no. He did that one. Not maybe he did it to bag, but Josh Sheehan did hit a really steep ramp.
Yeah,
That
I
was
saw
at
that.
Travis's. Steep landing too, though. So I think that one wasn't a bag.
Here, let's watch this.
Two guys, Harry Bink. You guys have maybe heard
Yeah,
of
of
him,
course.
and then I believe his name is
J.O. Archer.
J.O. Yeah, J.O. Archer. They both did it at the Nitro World Games. A triple backflip. Both landed it. J.O. landed it first try, and then Harry went, didn't get it the first try, got it the second one, and stomped it. The crazy part is that the guy who won the scooter best trick did a triple backflip no-hander.
Whoa.
So it's like the guy who won dirt.
Art Willie?
No, it wasn't actually R. Willie. Some dude stepped up, and R. Willie did like 3 worlds first and still didn't win.
What?
But yeah, the dude who did a triple backflip no-hander on a scooter won first, and then the dude who did a triple backflip, 2 triple backflips.
What's up with his arms? Why is he riding like that?
Because
Obviously,
you have
he's
to
a
stay
really talented
You have
guy,
to
but
stay so sturdy.
he's just like this.
Yeah, you have to when you're doing the triple, you have to like make
Oh,
sure your
so you
axis
don't
is
get
perfect,
off
and so they're like flexing the whole time. I mean, what looks like they're
Jesus,
flexing the whole
guys.
time. Can you
For the biscuit,
imagine,
dude.
like what's going through your head? And this is a live event too.
Boom.
Dude.
And like really,
Dude, that's-
really landed it pretty perfect.
That is so gnarly.
Bro, where do you go from here?
Honestly, not anymore.
Who's going to do the first quad backflip?
That's what I mean.
Is that physically
I don't-
possible without
I don't
going
think
to the
so.
literal
High.
moon?
I don't think it is. Wait, we gotta watch. Harry's is even better.
I think
Man, that would suck. Okay, so
Okay, yeah.
this guy did it first.
It sucked
right?
for both of them.
But they
dude.
practice together, so it is kind of like a literally altering
It's like
moment.
the other
in-
guy
okay.
landed before you, so now
Like-
it's like mine's not gonna be as cool, and then the other guy lands it after him, and it's like,
But
oh,
it-
that just took away from mine.
It also worked out because J.O.'s was like almost perfect, and Harry's was perfect, so he actually won.
Does he not have
Is
a
this guy
front
not running a
brake?
front brake? Yeah.
Doesn't
No, he's
look
not.
like
He's
it.
you
literally
need a
not.
front brake
Who
when you're
needs
doing
it?
backflips, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Dude, I can't
Man,
believe
he
how
came up so
slow they
slow.
come in.
Oh,
It's so gnarly.
So,
unreal.
all right, so Harry Bink did it second though, and his is pretty much the only one that I've seen like going around Instagram.
Really?
Oh, you. Oh, okay. Well, they
I don't
both
know.
are.
I've just seen that one like shared all over the place,
Yeah,
and I was
dude.
like, damn, dude, he didn't even do it first, but he's getting more love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, especially because he won and he did it a little more perfect. But like, that's what's also tough is like it does really just come down to an Instagram clip, but also this one's more of like a record. You know, you hold something, you hold a triple backflip NFT that no one else has.
I think it's really cool to see that like the sport is kind of being like boundaries are being pushed, because I felt for like a really long time there was like Travis's generation when the bikes got a lot better, and then there was crazy progression. Shit was happening really fast, and now I feel like with bags it's made it possible for stuff like that, because you could
Definitely.
never do that to a dirt landing in competition.
Die.
Yeah,
you'd-
exactly.
You'd never want to take
You
the
wanna
risk.
know
Yeah, that's what
the-
I mean.
Yeah.
It's just like not even.
I agree completely with what you're saying.
The bags,
The
for sure.
bags have been like clutch in the progression, but also at the same time, it makes it less cool.
Hey guys, quick break in the podcast for a word from today's sponsor, Blue Chew. Listen up, guys. You're going to want to hear this one. It's all about confidence when it's time to take it to the bedroom. And what's a better confidence booster than a fun round with your partner? All courtesy of the chewables from BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. And now they even have mint-flavored chewables so you can stay hard and fresh. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder and stronger erections to combat all forms of ED. And what I love most about Blue Chew is that Blue Chew is an online prescription service. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships straight to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. And if you don't like swallowing pills, that's no problem. Blue Chew's tablets are chewable, made right here in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And don't forget the special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code WIDEOPEN at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code WIDEOPEN, all one word, wide open, to receive your first month free. Thanks, Blue Chew.
Like Travis's double backflip, like when he landed that at that time is way cooler than them landing this triple.
Yeah, I think you think that maybe because you grew up in the era.
Yeah, but
where
I
they
mean,
didn't have
even
that.
like
but
it was the
just
situation of when he landed it too. It was at X Games dirt.
No,
And
so
there was
I
a packed
agree.
fucking stadium.
Yeah, I think situationally,
electric. There's
Travis's was more electric than these.
Which sucks for those guys. I'm not taking anything
but
away from
it's
them.
also tough, and like also landing on a bag isn't as lit as
Yeah,
landing
it's
on
just
a
not,
ramp
dude.
or dirt. But with this one, if you watch the full, like it's like a 25-minute little mini doc. They interview like Tony Hawk and then a bunch of FMX guys, a bunch of like death-defying action sports guys, and they're all like, they're crazy. Some guys they're like, yeah, you can land comfortably your body maybe from 20 meters up and not die. Anything above that, it's a death
That
wish.
bag
Yeah,
is
that's
gonna
like
hurt.
30. They do
That
30.
bag is still rock hard.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you can land a bike on it from that high, and like obviously you see it sink in, but your
Yeah, it's
body
still-
lands on it, no bike with it, you're gonna just
Slam.
it's still gonna hurt. It's
Yeah.
just like I think there's a big misconception. They say the same thing with foam.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
have the one bags that are just a square. That's not really a landing.
Mm-hmm.
They had
Yeah,
one
when
where
you're just landing flat.
when J.O. was practicing it, and the bike lands. He lets go of the bike on the second flip. The bike lands before he does, so
and
it
then he lands. the
depressed
bike.
all the air, and he
Oh.
landed on some air, but basically
That
just
does it,
smacked the
yeah.
ground.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the bag is really good for the progression of the sport and like the safety. Because now
Just
we've
the
gotten
safety,
to know
yeah.
people. Like I watched Brett do that backflip, the KOD flip, whatever he calls it,
Yeah,
at Heydays. And if it had been to dirt or snow, I don't think he would have like walked away from it at that point. And when you put that type of stuff into perspective, that it allows these people to go out and do shows and ride consistently
Yeah.
and not get hurt and or die, like that's invaluable to the
Yeah,
sport.
100%.
Because otherwise people like this
There
would
is
look
no
at it and they'd be
progression
like,
otherwise.
Yeah.
why would I? I'm going to go ride maybe then it progresses in a different way, probably a little more technical,
Yeah.
like in a way that Axel's done it. Axel still goes huge, but he's like looking at things in a different way. So it's cool to see like big tricks still progress.
Yeah.
With that.
And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying like, when Travis landed his double backflip to dirt, that was like pretty much the max of like, I mean, what more do they do to dirt beyond that? Maybe like a double backflip, like a little bit of a combo in there. I
Yeah.
don't know. But like,
It was
Crazy how
also just-
normal double backflips are now.
yeah,
though.
exactly.
Exactly.
That's
Well,
the thing.
right.
So all these guys, if you're doing a triple backflip to the bag, you can definitely do a double to dirt.
insane.
Yeah.
I've seen, and then they do like a couple backflips now. They hit the same ramp as that triple backflip ramp, but they just do a double and they don't tuck at all.
They just
it's
go
so
slow?
weird. Yeah, they go whoa, and then they're like literally standing up like that.
That's so
it
cool.
looks
Yeah.
so steezy.
Wow.
I still think the coolest trick that anybody has ever done on a dirt bike is the TP7. When Travis Pastrana did like the backflip 720. Pull that up.
my
Pull up
God.
the
He
video.
never
now.
landed it,
remember
though.
that.
Yeah, I think he did in the Nitro Circus movie.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
did
It was
he?
still
Yeah.
it was a sketch landing, but like the coolest part about that is he's the only one to land it, but he's also the only one to really ever try it.
Yeah,
Don't quote me on that, but
Man, TP's a bad man.
Yeah,
Seriously.
he's still, in my opinion, the best FMX rider.
It's a TP7. And that was also just kind of like the golden age of
It really
motocross.
was. You look back on X Games of when Travis landed his double backflip, the whole thing was packed. Shoulder to shoulders, people standing. It was just electric. Everyone's screaming. It was nuts.
And that was
then you
like-
kind of look at that. Granted, they're in a way bigger stadium.
bigger.
It was like there's a lot of open chairs
That's
there,
what-
which sucks, dude.
it's
The first
weird.
triple
Yeah.
backflip there, and they don't have a full house.
It's weird that I like was
that was a
thinking
huge
of
stadium.
factors like that. How Travis's when he did it, the stadium
They,
was so much
they had a
smaller.
better venue
like,
though. It was
yeah.
probably a little smaller, but still.
Yeah, I mean, when we interviewed Greg, he talked about how like the progression of the sport kind of changed with Instagram because all of it is so much more, you see all of it on the daily. Whereas if you wanted to see some insane action sports like that, you actually had to go to the event. Like when
Right.
they
Or
were
watch on TV, but you had to be there at the
Yeah.
right time, or you'd catch it on Sports Center type of vibe. But
like when they were first doing those shows, he said they were doing like 1 million, 2 million a night because they would just sell out these stadiums.
Stadiums.
That's
people
like
couldn't see it.
the part that maybe the generation we're in,
crazy.
the part of me that still wanted to watch that live, but that event was in Australia, so it would have been live for us at like 6 a.m. Lord knows I'm not getting up that early to watch that.
Right.
But then I literally like wake up, check my text, check my Instagram, and then that was like in the DMs of our group chat, and I watched it. I was like, oh, he did land it. Okay, amazing. But I wanted to like watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
like that shit was lit. The X Games back then. Holy
Jeez,
Dude,
that's it.
how crazy is
Oh.
that?
He shoots off into
Bro.
the woods.
Oh my gosh.
That's way cool than the other one. Holy frick. He was so high.
That is so gnarly.
Like, how do you even know where you're at in the air?
He's probably just freaking hucking it.
Dude, people's aerial awareness is so
what
amazing.
the fuck?
Oh.
Is that a double backflip 720?
Double backflip 360, I think. Or is it? I don't even
Dude,
know.
I don't even know.
Yeah, some comment warrior says
That was perfect.
technically a double backflip 360.
He couldn't have landed that any better.
Yeah, he butters it. Still the bag, see.
And then he's just on the throttle. Straight into the woods.
That was epic. I definitely, that and the triple backflip is just
yeah,
mind blowing.
next level. When I was doing the research for the Brett podcast, I was watching I came across a video of him and Levi racing each other in X Games. And I'm kind of on the same page that live action sport events have kind of been, the coolness factor has been taken away by Instagram. But I watched what they had set up, and it was a snowmobile speed and style. They were racing together, and then they hit 2 jumps each in the middle, head to head. Like, dude, they're taking off freestyle ramps like inches from each other, feet from each other. And I was like, now this is electric to watch. And I hope one day people who make TV will be like, all right, obviously the craziest tricks isn't what's going to get to people in. It's going to be like
I
the
think adding in
competition
the
back
race
and
factor
forth.
is cool,
Yeah, the
yeah.
race factor.
And
Like,
then
it was so cool to watch.
Obviously, the hardness of the tricks in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that makes sense because it's like at what point
Yeah.
and how much more can you do? Whereas like almost if you look at skateboarding, there's so much more possibilities. Like you can flip the board in such a number of ways and do like such combos and with it. But obviously it's harder with dirt bikes and snowmobiles.
Did you guys see the video of Tony Hawk kickflipping?
No, I haven't. I've heard about it though.
Yeah.
He basically can't kickflip anymore. It took him like 2 hours.
It was hard
I
to
saw a
watch.
video. So I watched the Tony Hawk documentary on HBO, and
good.
it was really, really good. But I think it was in 2020. He slammed really, really hard. He like had all of his homies that he grew up skating like come to his like ramp. He set up like a big half pipe, and it was bad. Like he knocked himself out really bad, and I think he was really
What,
fucked
did he break
up from
his
it.
like femur?
Yeah, didn't he break his leg?
Oh.
Yeah, but he also like, I think they were more worried about his head because he had so many, and like at that age, like if you watch it, it'll show like from people who have had a lot of like concussions talking about it, like they were very concerned about his head. They're like, he can't have any more of these, and it was really nasty. Like it was hard to watch. Like he was just out, and I think he was down for like an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Like, is just tough. I don't know. So maybe that might have something to do with it. So maybe you got to give him a break on the no kick
Oh,
flip.
definitely.
No, I'm not.
also,
I'm not
well, no,
roasting
yeah.
him. For
I
it.
know. I'm just saying in general.
But yeah, well, I guess before people do jump, don't think he was ever super phenomenal at kickflipping to begin with, even when he was younger. But
well, it's not really his thing. He's more of like a vert
guy,
skater, yeah. But not to plug it, but there's so many good HBO Max documentaries, like Tony Hawk.
Kid Cudi has one. Oh, that's on Prime.
There's a little baby one on Prime I watched. But we all watched that.
Just documentaries in general.
Yeah, but they've been getting really good.
I want to make a documentary about us one day.
Yeah, we've talked about
That'd
that.
be great.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Start taking notes.
Well, especially because just the other day, Evan was like showing me all his old clips like on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. They're popping up in our recommended now.
Well,
Are they really?
I saw the one of him running down the street
Right.
or rollerblading down
Rollerblading
the
in a
street
Speedo?
in a Speedo.
I hate
And that
to
was 12 years ago. I commented on it. I said, he does this all the time. What do you mean? Why are you filming it?
we won't get too deep in on that because I'd love to do it when he's here and he can show us maybe a few. Some ski edits, some stuff like that, just some random funny stuff. And I was like, this is like perfect. You know, the era where you just film everything with a fisheye. But I was like, this would be perfect to bring into the documentary I'm going to make one day. But then there's this video that was definitely, well, I didn't think it was him. You know, if you search your name and there's a video like clearly not of you, that's not you, you know, it's someone else. But they have the same name as me. It said Evan Chef Speedo. That's it, right? And then
That wasn't him.
no, it was, but he like quick scrolls over it. I go, me and Gavin go, what's Evan Chef Speedo? He goes, nothing.
He's still embarrassed.
And he
to
goes,
this day.
that's not even me. I was like, oh, okay. You know, I don't need to
I
watch
saw
some
this
random
on
guy in a
the
Speedo then. Skip past it. He didn't
guess
show
it
it to us
was.
because it was him and he's rollerblading down freaking Cloquet streets in a Speedo and looks like November.
Speaking of videos, did you guys see Whistling Diesel's last video with the G-Wagon test number 2?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You got to watch that, man. It's fucking
Insane.
yeah. I mean, it's not insane due to just like what has been set for the standard for him.
True.
But it's just as like a fellow creator, I look at it, I'm like, wow, he really put a lot of money into these couple of videos. Like, you know, so let's say if you combine all of them, he got 15 million views. That's roughly, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, let's say 150 grand.
Yep.
He bought that thing for like 180.
I think it was more than that. I thought it was like,
Or I mean 280, sorry.
Yeah.
So he's still in the hole on it, but on top of that he had to pay to get a whole new motor put in, like
Right.
quite
And
a
he
few
throws-
number of different things, which he throws around a lot of money, but I'm just saying like he
gotta
did
respect
that
that.
one for the people, and although he made an awesome video and he got a lot of views, he definitely did not come ahead financially on that venture.
Did it break it? Like, is the G-Wagon
No,
dead?
I guess it is still fine, but he had like these cop car like pit maneuver it and didn't even tip it, which was impressive. But
Yeah, it was impressive.
you'd just have to watch it, I guess. But anyways, he had a brand deal in it.
Oh,
which,
really?
Yeah.
which he's been very out. I mean, if you watch the progression of Whistling Diesel's channel, I remember actually at one time he came after us for doing merch plugs, which now he does merch plugs, which is fine. Obviously I'm all for that. But he actually had a brand deal in it.
when he started.
He probably saw the
Yeah.
bag.
Well, he saw the bag, but also I'm sure he was like, "Fuck,
Yeah,
I gotta
you have
fucking
to.
make up for this," which I completely understand, and also that's just basic business as being a YouTuber. But it is interesting, I guess, to watch, and I thought it was an awesome video, so you should check it out. But it was slightly. I did chuckle to myself. I was like, he finally did it.
At
Which,
first,
like,
it-
you got to be careful though, because like
Yeah.
you can't condemn people for doing merch drops, but then you do merch drops, and you can't condemn people for doing brand deals, but then you do brand deals. And I don't have I like him. I think he's an awesome guy, and I think his videos are amazing. But I do laugh at that, I guess. But that's just it was just bound to happen, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like when you say certain things on the internet and then you become
live forever?
Yeah, they live
Yeah.
forever, but then
Yeah.
eventually you just become a hypocrite because you've said like so much.
Right, and I've definitely made a hypocrite out of myself on the
Oh,
podcast.
for sure.
So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I'm trying to be. I try to be very careful, especially like even when I'm talking about the triple backflip. I'm like, I'm not saying that's not lit. I'm just saying, in my opinion, Travis
Yeah.
Pastrana's was litter.
Yeah.
So-
Can you imagine you're like, I noticed I come across that way, so I decided I'm going to start calling other people out for it too, just so we can get checks and balances.
Checks and balances of the internet.
No, but when he did the promo thing, like I didn't even noticed it right away
What
because
promo? Or the one you did in the video?
yeah,
Actually,
I didn't need
when
to
he-
name drop him.
when
sorry.
he did it, he
We've
was
done
like,
one
"Yeah,
of
I
those,
spent a lot of money, so I'm gonna need to do a brand deal." My heart actually sunk because I thought he was about to make fun of people that did brand deals and then do something else in place of it, and then he did it, and I went, "Huh, thank God."
yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of annoying when certain creators like shit talk it and then make other creators
That's all
look
I'm saying.
bad.
Like you can't
for it.
trash other people for it, but then
Unless
end
you're gonna
up
stick
coming
to
around and doing it.
But
And
yeah,
yeah, you almost just gotta like
And
being a
listen. I'm not happy about necessarily doing brand deals. Nobody wants to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but in order to make videos, especially even support, was like for us in our case, like we got 6 guys living off this salary. And now we're paying Justin to help Ken too, which I love you, Justin. You're awesome.
and
But,
Ken's been spending half
love you
the
too,
day doing
Ken.
nothing.
so it's like you gotta,
Just
and
kidding.
also like it's
Just
just a
kidding. Ken's been
business. It's
busy.
just a business.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it's become so standard now. Who cares?
That's what I was getting at when I first saw it.
If
I
you're a
didn't
viewer,
even
just
notice.
fast forward through it, dude.
And then I was like, wait, this is the first ad he's on.
and
But yeah,
and the guy making the video, so whoever made the video and they put the brand deal in, and you as a viewer fast forwarding through it, it doesn't really hurt you at all. It only hurts the guy making the video who was compensated in terms of money, because it obviously you skip through it and it hurts the retention of the video and it doesn't get suggested as much, yada yada. But
And I think it's tough too. I think there's ways you can do brand deals cringy. You can do them straightforward. You can put a lot of effort into them and make them a part of your thing. And also, like, views and opinions and situations change. Like, yeah, maybe.
everything, exactly.
So it's kind of tough to shit on them too much. It's tough because if you ever say something bad about someone, ever, in anything, like someone could roll a stop sign in front of you and you're like, man, fuck people who roll stop signs.
then
And
you
then
do it
later
next
that
week.
week, you're
Yeah.
rolling stop signs.
You gotta be so careful.
And so it's just tough to put yourself in other people's situations, and probably just goes to
Right.
show that, especially in the YouTube creation space,
it's all on camera.
it's all
the
on
worst
camera
part, but yeah.
and it is always changing. What's
Yeah.
cool today might not be cool
Yeah,
tomorrow,
100%.
and it definitely won't be cool next year. So like, and vice versa, almost things that aren't acceptable now could be.
Yeah, yeah,
Dude, I'm stoked when I see other YouTubers like taking brand deals, because
Me too.
Good
most
for them,
most of the
dude.
time they just take that brand deal because they're making a better video.
Yeah, and
Yes.
apply it to the video.
And they apply it to the video. And that's kind of what we try and do every single time that we do a brand deal in the videos. We're like, all right, so we got this money. What can we buy? What can we spend it on to make a better video?
And
so
if-
it's like, dude, you skip through that 60-second mention, but then you watch
yeah. It
the
only
creator
made
go and
it
spend
better.
it and make it way more
And
entertaining.
whether it goes in that video or not, at least with us, I can vouch for us, dude. We don't buy shit that you don't see on camera. Like, that's not like we don't recklessly spend money on anything other than YouTube videos.
Yeah, for a video.
You know, like we're strictly for making just better content. And luckily for us, it is easier than most YouTubers, because like obviously us buying cool cars and modifying them is part of our content. Whereas if you're a YouTuber who doesn't make car content videos, and obviously, but you want a sweet Lamborghini, I can't blame you for that. But luckily for us, it works out. I do have a confession, guys. I'm not proud about this one. I'd have to go grab my phone. Let me just grab it real quick.
Okay.
interesting.
I might have embarrassed ourselves. Well, mostly
come
me.
on.
Mostly
Keep yourself-
me,
What
but
would you do?
I feel like me doing it definitely roped in you guys.
What?
And it also involves Whistling Diesel. So like
Oh?
a few months ago, Big Ken and I were having a Sunday fun day, and like we were
Oh no.
really like it was just us two.
Unsupervised.
We were really
Unsupervised.
like having a good time, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Drinking a lot of root beers, and Ken had just won a bunch of money. I was having so much fun, and I hop on Instagram and I see this story, and it looked like Whistling Diesel was at Shields holding this sword. So I'm like, no
which is
fuck-
like a Cabela's, but for our area.
but it's just like 40 minutes from here. I'm like, no way, is he at Shields? Like, I legitimately was like, this guy's at Shields.
And he's got a sword.
Well, yeah, but I was just like, oh, I
Besides,
wonder
okay.
what he's doing in town.
Yeah.
And
Thinking that there's only one Shields.
yeah, that's where I wasn't thinking.
Okay,
Obviously-
okay.
See,
All
here's
right,
the
yeah.
problem with me is I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, I don't even fucking. So I text him.
Oh no.
I go, you in Fargo right now? He goes, no. Ha ha. And I go, oh, ha ha ha. I saw your reel and thought you were. Never mind. He goes, wait, what reel? I don't know why I said reel because I thought I saw it. I'm sorry. Dude, like,
Oh, no.
God damn it, dude. And I said, dude, I saw a reel of you holding the sword at
Doubles down.
Shields just like 10 minutes ago. I was like, oh, shit, he's around here. And now I can't find it. And then he just doesn't respond. And all I say is, disregard everything I just said.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, I'm sure he's like...
I mean, at the end of the day, he deleted that whole conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
Hopefully,
I
or
probably
it's
look like
living
an
in his
idiot.
head rent free. Of he's
I
still
doubt we're
wondering
up there.
what was
I
that
highly
idiot
doubt
talking about.
I'm sure
No,
he's
he's just
like,
confused.
If
He's
he
like,
ever sees
how could somebody
anything,
be
he's
so
just like, yeah,
stupid?
those guys are fucking idiots. Because it was like Sunday midday. Most people would be doing normal things, but Ken and I were having a good time. I don't know why. We were celebrating because he was on a roll on pull tabs.
Yeah, he jumped somebody's jar and he won money.
What'd
So
you say, Ken?
We're getting lunch watching the bike.
yeah,
Yeah,
Hey,
it's like
we're
the
having a
Vikes
good
probably
time.
won.
No,
So,
it was dead
Our season,
summer.
by the way, Super Bowl bound.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of promos, Ryan got a Coors Light promotion. This dude is just the Thanos of drink companies. It was first Mountain Dew.
Who I've
Just
been
him. Just him, too.
Who I have been
Yeah.
training for my entire life.
Yeah, you've been
Yep.
just free plugs, and then does a sponsor or does a promotion for him, and then Coors hits him up.
Who I have been training with for ever since I turned 21.
Dude, I can't say I've been too jealous like of anyone else because most of the time we just go through things together. Where we all experience
like
the
the Mountain
same.
Dew promo was like a
think that was
CboysTV brand deal. So it was like, oh, whatever, that's
Yeah,
cool.
guys.
It
But
only-
Yeah, but this
Personally,
one
getting
was
one by
personal,
Coors-
Ryan, and he
Like,
gets
oh,
a
Coors is
bag from
awesome.
it. He gets a bag from it. He gets a Coors. I honestly, Ryan, you could have done that for free, and it would
And it
still
would've
look
still been cool.
Like people are
But
sharing
he
it. Like,
got an
damn,
absolute
Ryan
bag.
got a Coors.
Thank you. You got to shout out Matilda and Abe. I don't know if they
do.
wanted
They
to
are-
shout it out, but
Yeah, they're the greatest.
our brand deal manager, the best.
And you
I'm
got,
jealous,
and-
but
and
I'm so happy for you, bro.
You got to
Thanks,
do
Sam.
you got to
That's
do
so cool.
a
You're
pretty,
on their Instagram,
Yeah, I know. I was hoping for the fallback, but beggars can't be choosers, you know.
right?
But I think the biggest bummer is that they just gave you money and no beer.
They
How's the
did.
beer?
Funny
They did
enough,
give you beer.
Oh, they
funny
did?
enough, they sent me a package and they said, wait for this package to come on Monday. Then you can film it. You're gonna need it for the thing. So I figured it would be like the Mountain Dew thing. I opened it up and
Yep.
it says it's all branded. It's
Yep.
cool, whatever. I opened it up and it was a cardboard box taped up. And I opened up the cardboard box and it was just a case of beer. In there.
One case.
They just sent me a case of beer. Do I have like
case?
a case in the fridge?
And I love how they say like you're gonna need this. Like the Mountain Dew when they sent it, I don't know if it was in the store yet, but so you needed it, right? But you could get a case of
Beer
Coors anywhere. That's funny, dude. Well,
Yo.
okay, I've decided then since he made a personal bag, go Ryan. You can daily the Ranger this winter.
Fuck.
It's only fair.
Yes,
Not.
dude.
I mean,
That's great. No, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
Ryan.
That's a good point.
dude. Finding a winter beater is harder than you would think.
Because it was between me and Ryan who got to drive the Ranger because neither of us have a vehicle to drive this winter. So we built the
this
Ranger.
is
It
like-
turned
That
out
is carpool.
It was like a
we might
legitimate-
have to. We might have to at this point.
And I thought you guys were joking. Like Ryan did daily the Ranger here and there, which totally fine.
Because my other daily was broken the
Yeah,
entire summer.
and like technically I still own it.
The
But-
Ranger?
Yeah, but
What?
I just haven't got paid for it yet.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Bro, you got paid
Yeah,
like
yeah.
9 months ago.
For the
We paid you
Ranger?
right
Yeah.
after the SEMA truck. When it pulled the SEMA truck, we paid you right away.
Oh, nice. Well, anyway, yeah. So I thought
If
you
that was
guys-
Ken, if this was Ken, there's no way he remembers that. He'd be like, "Oh, we'll pay you again then." Doubles up on it.
I thought you guys were joking about dailying it, but
No, dude, it's a good
No,
rig.
I'm serious.
You
So
might wanna
my
put the
question to
four-wheel
you
drive
guys,
back in it.
and this is, I was honestly kind of genuine. I was wondering this last night. I don't know why I was thinking about it, but let's use you and your Cabriolet for example, Ryan. So you have your Camaro, which is a sweet car, but you want to buy like a beater daily.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you buy a beater daily? Because I guess my thought process on it is like that car is giving you a lot of trouble. It doesn't start sometimes. You
but
have to
that's
bring it
not
in the
what
shop.
he
You're
doesn't
working
want
on
to
it.
buy another Cabriolet.
No, I know what I'm saying, but just listen to me here. Like it's not working. You're kind of driving around in an uncomfortable car. You know, it's not necessarily the best. because you're ideal at least in your mind, you're like, I'm saving money.
Mm-hmm.
At what point is it like, okay, I bought this beater, but now I got to fix this up. I got to do this and that. It doesn't work half the time. The heat, it doesn't work. It runs like ass. Is it like I should just buy nothing special, but just like an average car, and then whatever I'm going to end up selling it for less than I bought it for, but it's like,
And what is an
maybe
average car?
like the less like the loss on that would end up being the same as the beater car once you fix it up, and it's like
Yes.
you could have just been rolling around in a normal F-150 and just had a nice vehicle and came out the exact same.
The first reason I drive my Camaro and my Cabriolet. I like the Cabriolet because it keeps me humble about my Camaro. It feels great getting in that car, driving, and like I appreciate the Camaro more when I get in my Cabriolet and the heat doesn't work and the window seal. It's just nice. I don't know.
That.
I can deal with it. But when it comes to buying the winter beater that would be probably considered like in the budget range, like I went to go look at this Hummer, and it ended up being a bigger piece of crap than expected. And if it had not been such a big piece of crap, I would have bought it, and it would have been like $8,000, and I would have put money into it and fixing it up. And so my thought process behind it is I could put a little bit of money into it, making it cool and personalized, and then it would be a cooler car than going out and buying a regular F-150, and then that would just be a means. And it would almost give me just a little bit. I know, we have some cars shouldn't be modified, but I just thought like a nice wrap.
I think a Hummer would be
I think
lit,
you can modify
dude.
a Hummer.
I've always wanted a Hummer since I was a little kid.
I just think like doing wheels and a wrap on a Hummer would have like really made it something that like when it goes by, people would have been like, oh, cool.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
For the record, I think
if
you would have bought that Hummer and wrapped it and did some cool shit with it, I would have liked it. I would have been all for that.
So that's my reasoning is
It's maybe a little more fun, I guess.
Want to just keep a cheap car because whatever, I don't really care. I don't have to drive that far in it.
Yeah.
And then two, it was almost like finding something a little bit unique. That's why I like the Cabriolet. It's not like a Sebring convertible. It's like just a weird car that I still get attention in it. Yeah, it's almost funny. I still get attention driving it.
I love attention.
I do. I'm a little attention whore. But you know how it is. Like it still just it gives you a little chuckle and a smile driving in.
There's major truth to like all of that. I mean, just all of it. Like what both you guys said. Because I mean, you said the same thing about the Ranger, right? You really did. When I got it, you really.
I did too. I was like, why the fuck did you buy that?
You
thing?
really gonna drive that thing? And so
I love that
so
Ford
then I'm
Ranger
all like,
for the record.
But
now we do.
Now you do.
I do. I don't know. Maybe.
But
you
it's
did
like
before.
when I had it, and CEO was like, "Look, but I love this thing. It's $2,500. I mean, you just got your Raptor. You could. We talked about this. You could literally buy how many $5,000 Rangers for the price of a Raptor. Give or take. But then I'm also thinking,
How
I'm
many
like,
Rangers
but
do you need?
keep in mind,
I've had 4 at once.
10.
yeah, I still had to put like. This is besides the tranny going after we towed the SEMA truck. Like I still had to put probably $1,000 into it to get it where I wanted it. But yeah, it's like, dude, it's all relative. I also love what you said about keeping it humble because I felt the same way. Driving the Ranger, hopping in the Ranger, it's like it's all minimal and you enjoy that in its own way, and then you get in a really nice loaded up car and you also enjoy. And then it makes me remember that the Ram has every amenity that we could ever use, so then I actually remember to use them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I agree exactly with what you're saying. Like when I'm driving around in the Raptor, which I'm going to keep just bone stock, I like it because you feel it, you don't stand out, which is nice. And we already got lifted trucks. There's just something nice about it being. It's like a completely different thing. Like driving the SEMA truck and then driving the GTR are. Even though they are completely different, they are somewhat the same experience. It's an inconvenience in a different way. They're both loud. They draw a lot of attention. They are slightly though the same.
Yeah.
Same driving experience.
You don't necessarily. That's what I remember saying. Driving the SEMA truck is like driving a sports car, not for the speed and the drivability of it, but for the looks, the potential of getting pulled over.
Yeah, that.
Not being able to fill up gas without
but even
someone
like the
coming
Ram
to talk to you.
slightly has that, which I love lifted trucks. So I'm not saying that, but moral stories. I get what you guys are saying, and like when I would drive your Ranger before it was dually converted, I loved it.
Just a
Just
fun
take the
little
gravel
guy.
roads home.
Now it's too much attention.
Yeah.
Now it's too
But
nice.
now, dude, I guess just thinking
One
back
of
to
a
like
kind.
30 seconds ago, I booed you when you said you were going to keep your Raptor stock. But there is something to be said. I still wouldn't prefer mine stock. However, I drove my Bronco around on those dinky ass highway tires for a long time. And then as soon as I lifted it and put the big 35s on, I was like, wow. It drove like a dream with those highway tires.
Yeah.
Like a dream.
To be so me being fully transparent, if I was driving yours or Ken's Broncos, I wouldn't have left it stock.
Right.
Just because
Oh, yeah.
personally, it just
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
which
make
you guys
sense.
were thinking the same thing. It didn't look as cool as it could. But like
But
the
driving
Ford
for-
Raptor, if I put, let's say
Yeah,
I do
true.
exactly what Ben did, it'll look cooler. But it's like for the cost and the time, and especially if I have a 2023 on the way, like it's only gonna be marginally better. And it's just like realistically, I bought that truck just to drive, to work and back, to haul stuff, to do whatever, something that's reliable, and I didn't need it to be necessarily cool.
Yeah,
But,
it's definitely going to be reliable this winter.
Yeah, thing's a beast. I love that truck.
I think there's something that probably a lot of people can feel at home. There's something nice to me about changing your car and making it your own. Even if it is, you say like, oh, putting different wheels on it, it's not going to make it that cool. But it differentiates. If you went and parked it on a dealership lot, not to sell, but if you parked it with the 50 other Ford Raptors, you would notice that one because it's got different wheels.
Yeah.
It's yours. You maybe put a sticker on it the way you like it. You put a light bar in the grill, and it's just those little things that you notice about your truck or your car that make you happy.
I'm all for modified. I'm just saying I'm not touching that
You're
one.
not doing that to yours because you have another car that's modified.
Yep. And then it goes back to like keeping all stock is so conspicuous or inconspicuous.
Inconspicuous.
Yeah, inconspicuous. Like it really is. You
Not
just
that
don't.
I'm trying to be if you cruise
it's
around
nice.
the Jeter,
It's nice.
everyone they kind of know.
I'm really
Like, they know
stoked
who
that you
are.
adopted the term Jeter. I
You've
pushed
been
for
calling
I
it.
pushed for it
It's
for a
just
while, and
quicker.
it didn't stick.
Jeter.
It didn't. I'm like the Jeter, and then every time people would go, "What? What car are you talking about?"
The
and then I had to say,
Altima.
the GTR. Oh, Jeter. Okay. And now CJ calls it a Jeter.
Anyways,
We also have this issue with taking a reliable vehicle though,
Mm-hmm.
and then making it not reliable or unusable, and then you're just back to square one, which is pretty much where I'm at. I had my Subaru,
Yeah.
best car for the winter, all-wheel drive. I could drive it everywhere. Actually, last winter was kind of rough because they don't plow the roads out here, but it was still great. And then I slammed it down, put all this carbon fiber on it, and then I'm like, oh shit, I need a new car to drive this winter.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you guys see the renderings of the Saudi Arabia building called the Mirror?
Yes.
I thought it was the wall.
The wall,
The
mirror
mirror.
wall,
Whatever.
mirror wall.
The
And
line.
It is the wall.
The wall?
I
The
thought
wall.
that would have been maybe controversial, but maybe not over there.
No, Trump's a big investor, so he's getting his wall no matter
But
what.
yes, I watched. I love how they like reveal like a product video basically.
I'm wrong. The line.
I knew it was the line.
Oh, it was the line. Okay.
That's what I thought. I thought the wall.
Good
looked,
joke about the Trump thing.
but
though,
it's
nice.
insane.
Thank you. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it's a 105-mile long building that looks basically, it's like covered in mirrors, so you can barely like see it. And then it's supposed to be like 1,500 feet tall, which is taller than the Empire State Building.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like extremely tall,
Didn't realize that.
extremely long, and it's supposed to house 5 million people.
Whoa.
So it's gonna basically be like
A self-contained.
Like a habitat.
yeah, like a
human
habitat.
habitat.
Yeah, but 105 miles long, and then it's gonna have like a railroad in the middle of it.
Yeah,
and
what,
then
I
you're
wonder
supposed to be able to
what
get
are-
from like side to side
what's
in
the
20
stat?
minutes.
Holy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
something fast.
But basically, they want to just like completely change like the way people live over there, make it like destinational, but also I don't know. I was reading on it, and they were also saying like to eliminate the waste of like cars and help the environment and shit. But then there was also arguments like,
that's a bunch of BS.
well, it's Saudi Arabia, aren't
They
they
just
like
wanna
the
do some
biggest
cool
producer
shit.
of oil?
Oil?
Like
They
it kind
just
of
wanna do
seems
some cool
counterproductive,
shit.
doesn't it? Yeah. And then people are like, what about the birds? Because
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
think about how many birds just fly into our
Dude.
our 10-foot by
That was
6-foot window.
That was a big concern with the Minnesota Vikings new stadium when
That's
they
right.
built
Being
that.
too much glass.
I don't know when they maybe
Okay.
2018 they must have built that, but it was killing like a number of like a pretty
It was a pretty
fair
sizable
number.
chunk.
This is gonna just
I
be
guess-
how many
taking out
bit-
entire
how much-
third.
Wait,
Possibly like
This might
100 a
make the
day
birds
or
go
something.
extinct.
so
Because
that's
it's all
crazy.
glass. So boom,
it's definitely that's a real thing, right? So
God
I'm
damn.
thinking like
The Google search is U.S. Bank Stadium bird killing machine. Oh my God!
how many birds a day?
Get this. The U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis kills more than 100 birds each year.
Oh.
What the frick?
who even cares?
Oh my gosh, dude! They will make a story out of anything we
So-
fell
I
for.
thought it was
dude.
100 a day.
Me too,
Okay,
dude.
so now that I'm thinking, like, let's say
Each year,
this,
90 to 230,000 birds crash into New York buildings.
wow. So you come to the
Bro, we
to
probably
the,
take at least 15 out a year around here.
you come to the board with this massive idea that you've been probably planning for the last 20 years. Who knows? I don't know. And then they're like, "What about the birds, though?"
They spent
There's
$300,000.
that one-
Something tells
that
me
one-
nobody in Saudi Arabia is giving a shit about the
It's
birds.
that one girl that's got like the turtleneck on and like a beanie, and she's
Yeah.
holding a book with glasses.
Yeah.
What about the birds?
And then they're like, "Oh, we can't do it." But yeah,
Oh, we don't wanna piss her off
when
again.
I watched the video of the line and them explaining everything, yeah, it's epic. It seems dystopian, but I wouldn't want to be there.
So wait, are they actually building it or is it just
No,
a
they
thing?
started construction
Yeah,
on
they-
it. Yeah, like they started digging the foundation of it. Obviously, it's going to take forever, and it's going to cost $1 trillion
Whoa,
They got the money for it, man.
projected.
To me, that number is just
that's like fake.
yeah.
With the way they've been selling these gas, man.
these
gas,
guys
man,
trying to
you
buy
know,
these gas.
all the
Each one of these
gases.
gases, man. They've been
Yeah,
slinging
they've been
them,
running it up.
and we've been just paying it.
Dude, the other day I bought 30 gases from this guy.
So I was thinking about this. What's it going to be like to live in that, right? You're basically just living in like a closed off environment.
You're not gonna need a winter beater.
Yeah, you won't.
No way.
Think of all the money you'll save. I was like, damn, dude, this is going to be like college, but for like 5 million people living in college dorms,
Yeah.
Jeez.
which I know absolutely nothing about
What if
because
some shit goes wrong in there?
well, that's the other thing too. They were like, what if like
The
another
police could-
outbreak happens, you know?
Or the sewage backs up.
or
That's a lot
that.
of poop.
Yeah.
And just also, I mean, it'd be so weird to not actually go outside.
It's like a giant cruise.
Does it have
I'm sure it's got to have.
a top on it?
I think it's open.
Okay, so you do get weather. I mean, whatever weather Saudi Arabia
Yeah,
has.
but you're going to get like sunshine for half the day.
Yeah, because it's
Oh,
so
okay,
tall,
yeah.
you wouldn't get any sun coming
That
in.
sounds terrible.
It doesn't sound
Yeah.
ideal,
Do
but
you think they thought this through?
They're just gonna be looking.
You know
at
what?
their
Tell
phones,
them.
now that I think about it, I don't know if anybody did.
You
we
should
tell
call them.
Yeah, I'd tell them
that.
not to spend $1 trillion.
Some guy named Ben just called us and said not to do it.
Oh,
We better
shit.
call it
We
off.
gotta reevaluate.
Where did he say it? On his podcast. No. No.
But when I was looking at it, I think I started thinking of I asked the same questions. Like, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'd hate doing this. But then, like, I'm sure there's a bunch of upsides. I'm just saying, not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, not for anyone that grew up around here.
It
that's
is
for
kind of
sure.
cool, I guess. Like they're just doing it.
Yeah.
They're just building something that should not or has never even been thought of.
I'm all for that. Whenever I see somebody just doing something, maybe not the smartest thing, but I just see them doing it, I'm just like,
And they're determined.
and if it's
Hey.
it's not hurting me, I'm just like, yeah, man, go for it.
They see this podcast and they're like, who are these guys? They look up our YouTube channel and they see the last like 5 videos of us taking things that aren't supposed to be off road and putting off road tires, and they're like, oh, they're
These guys are
idiots.
dumber than we thought.
can
Oh, I thought you were
continue
gonna say they're
on.
engineers. They're
oh,
geniuses.
Oh, they're geniuses. Maybe, yeah. You could go one of two ways.
Did you see their Ford Ranger video? Revolutionary.
They built a one of one.
It didn't make it in the video, but I totally had been convinced that they made dually Ford Rangers in Europe.
Oh, that wasn't true.
No. And I was really hoping it'd make it in because then
Oh.
other people would be like, no, they don't.
I cut
okay.
that. I cut that out because I didn't want people to think that we weren't being original.
No,
So
I mean,
you
that makes
had
sense.
him.
That
You really
makes
had
sense.
him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is what it feels like to troll someone. Wow. Now I see why you guys
Do
do
you
it.
feel better?
Feels good,
Yeah, I do. It's just like something's nice about making someone else feel stupid.
right? Best. Did you guys see that Elon officially bought Twitter?
The
That's
whole
re-
thing?
Yeah, like closed the deal and everything.
He owns
Twitter.
100% of Twitter.
Yes.
That's amazing. Now I'll probably start using it.
Yeah. So the first thing he did was fire the CEO,
Good.
the CFO, and then actually
Fuck those guys.
let me see the exact title of the other person. Head of legal, trust, and safety.
I bet those guys didn't even want to work for him, honestly. They probably have such opposing
I wonder how many people
ideas
just quit.
for how it is.
It cost him like 130 million to fire those 3 people because of like they had all this
to get them off.
they had like all this guaranteed money in stock.
Yeah.
I was like,
And he had
Jesus,
to-
how much they paying these guys?
No, he had to like buy them all out basically of their positions, but
Makes sense.
that's like $13 to Elon. But anyway,
Drop in the bucket.
so yeah, he gets in there, he fires these people, basically like the woke people running the show.
People that are probably one-sided, I would assume.
yeah.
Doesn't matter what side of politics.
And then he like locked out the engineers, like the Twitter engineers, like the coders. He locked them out, and then he had all of his Tesla programmers and engineers go in and look at all the code to make sure that Twitter isn't shadow banning people like unfairly and have any
that's
like code in place that's basically
He needs to buy Instagram.
unfair.
Yeah, dude, I saw just a video of they were secretly being interviewed, but I assume now they could release it. But it was like all the people, all the high ups, all the chief engineer, or whatever. And then it's basically just maybe not incriminating, but them saying, yeah, we shadow ban. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah, we can do this. But they're having this, I don't know how they got it, but they're having very casual conversation. They're all admitting to everything. Oh yeah, well,
They probably think it's right.
right. If this person keeps showing up, we can just do our best to get rid of the nasty people on Twitter. All this shit.
Interesting.
They like admitted to it, and then they could post it now because Elon owns it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Hopefully one day everything gets a little bit more fair. I don't really care what as long as it's not hurting people. I personally just feel like it should be more free speech, which things aren't.
It's
right
just
now.
no. I think it's people getting definition of hurting people twisted is the thing.
Quote, Elon said when he bought Twitter, "The reason I acquired Twitter is because it is important to the future of civilization to have a common digital town square where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner without resorting to violence." So he doesn't want to silence anyone. He doesn't want it to turn into like a left or a right. He basically just wants it so like people stop hating each other and like can communicate more instead of just being like silenced on either side. Because I mean, that is kind of what's happening right now is like these social media platforms, like I don't want to say our boss YouTube, but certain people or certain companies are kicking people off. Like Steve will do it, kicking them off, and then they go to Rumble, which is like the polar opposite. So then it's just like, oh, you're either left or you're right. You're with these people or you're with these people. And it's not like you can like kind of coexist anymore. Mm-hmm. It's kind of where it's like going
I think that's
and
bullshit.
seeming.
Everyone should be able to, I don't care what side you're on. I just think it should be fair for both sides.
Right.
Or whatever side you're on.
And
I mean,
like,
shit.
assuming that that's genuine, just because it seems genuine.
Bro,
he's not
spend
saying much.
$40 billion.
I agree. And then so he comes out with a statement like that, and then some people are like, no, he's not gonna he's definitely lying, and he's gonna fuck all of us over. I'm like, what?
At the same time, though, it depends what side you're on. Like, there's a lot of people that are Republican that think Biden is out to get them, and there's a lot of people that are Democrat that think that whoever is the Republican president is out to get them. It's realistically,
sure.
and it seems like it's only gotten worse. Not to get all political, is probably where we end it. The politics talk, but like when I was like a kid, it seemed like you were either Democrat or Republican, and it's just like, yeah, they're that, they're this, and maybe you don't agree with them, whatever. But like nowadays, it's almost like it almost seems like it's harder for like you don't have a Democrat and a Republican really hanging out as like it's a little bit more hostile. I feel
think
like
they
people
just
get
make
a
it
little
seem like that. We have tons of friends on
Or they
the other
want to
side.
make it seem.
Yeah, they want to make it seem like that. I think the more
it
people
feels
have a
like
voice,
it
more people
does.
can say what they want easier to more people, and it's way easier to pick that up. Like one.
I'm just saying it seems more divided now than ever.
Yeah, I think it was
is.
just because it's always been divided. It's just people
But
have
it's really divided.
people have a way to say it now. Like our parents, when they were kids, political activism or whatever division has been a thing forever. Literally since politics were invented. It's just now I can tweet, I hate this, and other people can see it. Where normally you would just see it sitting in a bar.
And then it's like, oh, I hate this person.
Exactly.
We got into this whole argument online, which if you're getting in arguments online with someone on the vice versa of your politics, you're not going to change their mind.
Exactly.
You're just wasting your time
And your effort.
yeah, just fucking save it. No one's going to, like, this person's not changing. You're not changing your view. Just forget it.
Yeah,
and
it
just
is
move
very
on past
pointless.
it. And
Very
that's
pointless.
and that's why
Yeah, especially the arguments.
I
But
almost wanna move
none
past
of that
this, but-
matters when you say, I hate this, I love this. None of that matters if you can't actually do it. If you don't actually have a place for it. I'm not saying that I'm crying because I need a place to do that, but Twitter was not that place before, and now it will be.
I just think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe
it is definitely a step in the right direction, I think.
maybe other platforms are like, hey,
Shit,
you know
I
what?
hope-
Maybe we have been
I hope they'll
going
follow.
that far,
Yeah.
but then again, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just shit's changed and whatever.
But it is crazy to see like one person come in and completely change a platform overnight. Like
Yeah.
overnight. Like he
Dude,
bought it and then fired all these people and it's like kind of changing. But then again, who knows? Maybe it won't change. I don't know.
Go to the
well,
next spot.
Dude, I got a really quick, fun little story to end it on. So I'm waiting for my Halloween costume to come because, of course, I ordered it too
Conductor.
late, right?
Yep.
Amazon Prime's a beautiful thing. It
Yep.
says it's being delivered between 5 and 7 p.m. tonight. And I'm like, that's cutting it really close. Considering I need
6
to-
minutes.
I need to put it on in about 6 minutes. Luckily, it came. The Prime guy now they drive all the way from far, like they drive an hour to come
bro.
out here to deliver me my Halloween
sure
costume.
other
I
people,
know.
there's
Yeah,
other
they
things.
Sometimes, but then I asked one other guy, I go, do you drive all the way out here? Do you have other places to stop? He goes, no, this one's it.
No.
I go, no way. You drove basically an hour.
Pretty impressive, dude. How the fuck is Amazon coming
I
ahead
don't
on that?
know.
Because I can't imagine the margins are that big.
Yeah. And so this guy,
They did free shipping.
first time I'd ever seen him, and his name's Dion. Shout out Dion.
Dion.
He pulls up and he's kind of just like, whoa, you guys got crazy shit going on here. Like,
yeah.
sees the Lambo, sees everything. And I'm like, oh, yeah. You go, well, what's going on? I go, yeah, we got a YouTube channel. You know, check it out. It was brief. Check it out. CboysTV. He sees that I'm like taking pictures of the flag. Oh, that? Yep. Okay. Drives off. I was like, sick. Nice dude. Have a good weekend. He pulls back in, and then I'm like still out there grabbing some pics, and I go, hey, I was like, what up, man? What'd you forget? Another package? And then he's just like, no, look, okay, so it is that. Looking at the flag, CboysTV. It is that. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, I looked it up, but like I didn't know if it was you because it had 1.7 million.
Yeah.
So like I had to double check. And then I was like, no, that's us. And then he was just tripping. It was cool. He's like, I gotta check it out. But it was so funny that he had to pull back in just to make sure. He's like, nah, these guys can't be. They can't be here.
In the middle of no.
The FedEx guy
I came
did
out
that
here
today.
for one person.
I was
What?
out in the parking lot this morning moving shit around. The FedEx guy came in, right? And he's like older, and he was like, boy, quite the car show around here. What's going on here? And he basically, yeah, same thing, except was
So
really
funny.
confused.
Yeah, I just love how
I was just
drive
like, I'm just a
background.
car guy. I just move around.
Yeah, sometimes I never know what to tell him. But
CJ, I'm
I just
just the
move
lot
around.
manager.
lot manager.
dude, that'd be pretty funny too.
Just move them around.
Yeah, they're cool. I just move them around though.
Yeah, we love our delivery drivers around here.
We do.
Whether
we've
seen
made
them
quite
a lot,
connection with them. We do.
Some we made very good friends with. Wade, I'm sure you guys have heard us talk about him, and then other ones that I've seen for the first time ever today also make pretty good friends with. So
Our UPS driver, Wade.
He's
uh,
a man.
He's been our man for what, five
Well,
years?
we
Like,
hang out with him. We go on limo nights with him. He comes
Right.
in with. We all drink.
Well, here's the progression of Wade.
Almost getting bar fight. One time, Wade and I almost got in a bar fight with these guys we were playing pool with.
Yeah.
Well, not a bar fight. They were like pressing us because we were beating
Well, we
them.
weren't supposed to be there either. We were.
Apparently,
on
yeah,
the wrong-
some bars are fucking
Yeah, we were
weird
on the
about
north
where
side,
you go.
yeah.
I guess we weren't
Well,
regulars.
Wade was
they
like,
were pressing us.
No, I'm good. I'm a local there.
Wade,
Well, he
for the
had beef.
record,
He had
I'm not trying to
unsettled
fucking
beef.
get this whole thing. Wade and I weren't trying to fight anyone. We were just trying to play pool against these guys, and they were
okay.
like those kind of guys that are like angry drunks, and
Oh,
you could
that's not
tell they
fun.
were like getting angrier and angrier as we're beating them. And then
'Cause
we
you
ended
guys were
up
talking
we
shit?
ended up no, we were playing for like $5, and then we ended up like losing, and then they were all happy. But I was literally kind of like, if we win, I feel like we're gonna have trouble. I'd rather just let them win, which I didn't let them win, but they ended up beating us. But I'm glad they won.
so who the hell's
just I don't even know.
Tangent.
All right, how long we've been
Spitting
going?
out my
An
ass.
hour and 15.
Let's cut
Okay,
it.
all right.
Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna end it here for retention purposes.
or something
Actually,
like
we're
that.
actually going to end it at the right spot this time.
Yeah,
Dude,
not
I'm
gonna drag it
sorry.
out.
People
It's all
thought
right. That
that
was an
people
accident.
thought
It's
that the
all right.
editor just cut Ryan's story off. Ryan is the editor.
I know.
Yeah, that was an accident. I got it. Yeah, people were like, "Yo, what's up? I wanted to hear the last
Of
story."
course, whoever the editor cutting out Ryan talking, pretty unfair.
It was
Ryan.
me.
I hated the story.
Ryan cut it
I hated the
himself.
way I sounded and looked, so I just cut it.
The worst part was the 2.5 hours I spent editing the rest of the podcast that no one got
Yeah.
to see on YouTube. You
That
can
does
find
suck
it on
because you spent
Spotify.
time doing that, and then it didn't even go out.
If you go to Apple or Spotify, you can listen.
Guess
to
you gotta
the rest
listen
of
here and on Apple, Spotify. Speaking of that, go drop some stars or some likes and shit, whatever it is on Apple and Spotify.
it. And we're
Let's get that up higher. Let's rank it up.
Yep, and we're quickly approaching 150K on YouTube. And once we hit 150K, Evan will come on and speak.
And now
Whoa,
we're totally
yeah,
doing
that's
the
right.
opposite what I thought we were gonna do.
Yeah,
Might
we
be
can ramble.
quick for
All right,
attention,
okay.
but we're keeping all this in. We'll see you later.